Welcome to Red V TV Instant Fan Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2019 season, following Saints' 26-0 victory over the London Broncos. 2 points that we fully expected. Not the performance we probably would have asked for.
I think it's one of them games, isn't it? You get them every season where you're kind of hoping that you put in a bit of a fluid attacking game, and it just wasn't that. Did we overplay a little bit at times? Potentially so. I still think the halfbacks were quite lively, but happy because we've nilled them, and in Super League it's a great result no matter who you play.
And despite the scoreline, yes, we were good defensively, but I thought London were very good as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, we used the word plucky, but they were organised. They were really well organised, and they're a credit to Danny Ward because they never gave up. I like their interesting tactic of doing the short kick-off because it kind of gave them something different, and it made us think. And all right, they kept doing it over and over, but they won a couple of them. And even if we did, what are they giving up? 30 metres?
Just defend the set from the 40.
Exactly.
Great opening for the Saints. Peru going over after 90 seconds, and it would have been easy for the London side to look at it and think, oh no, here we go, and to roll over. But 16-0 first half, 10-0 in the second. For the money that London are probably spending, that's probably a decent result for them. Yeah,
they've stuck at it, and that's it. They've had a couple drop out as well. Kieran Dixon, who was the match winner last week, Ryan Morgan not playing tonight. I'm not sure whether that's in terms of his loan or if he's got a knock or just a selection choice from the coach. But yeah, I don't know. I am slightly disappointed, but I think that's just because I was hoping Saints would kind of put some points on the board tonight.
I think the weather conditions first half didn't help it. It absolutely hammered it down. It probably makes you question your ball handling a little bit. That said, everything did pretty much stick. Yeah. It just seemed we were in training mode. We never really came out of that first gear. We tend to, as you said before, overdo things and overplay and don't do the sets that we'd normally go through in a competitive fixture.
Yeah, that's it. I think training game actually covers it quite well. It was almost a go through the motions, get through it, no injuries, nothing stupid. And you know what? People have been asking for rotation, and we got that tonight, didn't we?
Alan Smith coming in for James Roby. What do you make of his performance?
I don't think he did too badly. Obviously, you're going to miss James Roby because he's a world-class player. But this is the type.
I think that was evident.
Yeah, I think this is the type of game though that you get an hour out of Aaron Smith. You get him into Super League. You get him used to it. And then when you need him, he's not just coming in raw. And I think it's a good run out for him.
And that's the thing, you've won by 26 points tonight, and you've spared James Roby's legs of 80 minutes.
Yeah, well, apparently he was carrying a bit of a knock, and that's it. People want rotation. People want players resting when they've got a little bit of an injury. Perfect time to do it. Even the likes of, I'm not sure Matty Lees has been pulling up trees, coming off the bench. So give him a week away from the front line. Get Jack Ashworth in, and then bring Matty Lees back, and it might be next week, and he can turn around and say, no, this is why I should be in the first 17.
The two players who stood out for me tonight, Theo Farge.
Yep, agreed.
And obviously he got man of the match in the ground. He's now demonstrating why he's first choice scrum half at the moment, and it's going to take a lot to displace him on this form, and Wigan have just been outbeat. Lamb to the slaughter, silence of the lamb, a lamb that won't reach the weekend. Take your pick. Help us out in the comments. But yeah, Theo Farge.
Yeah, he's a live wire, isn't he? He's always looking for something, a little break, just a loose ball. He's always on the shoulder of someone, always trying to make something happen. And yeah, it's now a case of him losing the shirt.
I'm not winning the place.
Yeah, it's his place now to lose, really.
And for me, Lachlan Coote at fullback, an absolute Rolls Royce. Just a steely line.
Yeah, he is. Is he the closest thing to Paul Wellens we've had since Paul Wellens?
He's perfectly positioned every single time. And he's safe as houses under the bomb. And
my favourite moment of the whole game was when he scored his first try, and the smile on his face as he got his name chanted out. You just saw that it meant a lot to him.
And it just looks like we're now settled at fullback for the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as he keeps pulling on a red V like that, we've got no problems at full-back, have we?
Saints then, top of the table.
Yep.
We're now clear.
Yep.
Obviously Warrington doing us a favour last night, beating Casson. Already after 6 games, we've broke away a little bit, and a few decent fixtures for us coming up.
Yeah, well,
hang on, they've lost the game.
We've got Cass away in 2 weeks, which is going to be a tough one. It's Huddersfield and then Cass the next 2 up. Huddersfield, I mean, they're beating Wigan as we're talking now, or they've beaten Wigan as we're talking now, not too sure. They might be getting a little bit of defensive steel. I was chatting to you at the back while the game was in a bit of a lull, saying they might have just worked on their defence. They're going to have to, coming up against the team, no matter how much disarray Wigan are in, they're always going to come at you. They've got to make the John Smiths or Galfarm or whatever it's called now, they've got to make it a fortress like it always has been. I think Saints are too strong for them, but we've got to be as professional as we were against Salford and kind of just put that one to bed tonight. It was a good performance. I'm not going to say anything better.
Yeah, average to good for me. It could have been a lot better, but I don't want to do a disservice to London because
we've nailed him, and that's what makes it a good performance.
Dominated territorial. Yeah. But when we were on the back foot, we put a couple of really good last-ditch tackles in to prevent London scoring. And do you know what? Anytime you put a duck egg on the board for the opposition, you can't really complain. And for me, it's again, job done, and we move on again for another week.
Absolutely.
We will be back next week for the preview show, discussing the week around Rugby League and the game against Huddersfield next Thursday night. They'll be out on Tuesday night. And the Saints sleepover is on Friday.
Sleepover? You're making it sound cosy.
Saints sleep out. If you can help us out and drop a couple of quid into the GoFundMe, which I'll put the link out again, it'll be much appreciated. And to everyone who's donated so far, some people I know and some we don't, so we're quite humbled by the fact that you are giving us your donations towards Teardrops, the YMCA Sports and the Saints Community Foundation, so we really do appreciate it, and we will catch you next week. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever platform you're watching us on, and we will catch you next week for Red V TV.